Hey, it's me, Ian. I guess you know my name. This is really weird for me, recording videos for you guys. Welcome back from spring break. Whenever the fuck you're reading this, I hope you're healthy. I hope you're staying sane. I hope you're not social distancing. I was just driving home, whatever, Shinfo. You guys know me, Shinfo. I was driving, getting my car back. It was broken, and there's a lake near me, and people were just walking it, which is cool. Nature is cool, but there was just like clumps of people together, strangers, fucking breathing on each other. That's cool. That's cool. Just so you guys know, it's gonna get really bad before it gets better, and these people are just not helping it at all. Maybe I'll send you guys a link to like you can chart the cases, and the cases are gonna get really bad while people are testing. Whatever. You guys are here for CRW, here for critical reading and writing. It's weird to talk to you. I am once again not dressed. Are you gonna see me dressed in these videos for the next? Fuck man, we're in this for 2 months. Are you serious? How many fucking videos am I recording for you? All right. So we're back. CRW. I have my notes right here. You can't see them. I think this is. I should like buy a chalkboard. Can I buy a chalkboard somewhere? People will probably getting delivered like essential supplies, and I'm just like, I need a fucking chalkboard so I can write to my students. I just want to recap. Like, what are we doing here? This is critical reading and writing. I think it's interesting because I think the themes for this class are more relevant than ever. Right? What do we got? We got agency. In case you forgot what agency is, it's the ability to control your own world and life and actions. And right now, frankly, I don't know if you're like me, you're like, I don't feel like I'm in control at all. And so what does agency mean now? And again, I think it's also very important. This class is very important because, I'm trailing off, critical analysis of the world, and understanding what's going on and interrogating things. And so I think before anything, I'll email you this, but the homework for next class, Survivor chapters 34 and 33, you're gonna see that you guys you're gonna have to do things on Schoology to prove that you're engaged with me. So I'm gonna post a virtual activity, a virtual class. It's just gonna be the themes of the day. What are we doing? What the fuck we're doing it? Why we're doing it? I just keep swearing. I'm just not, and I can drink my Diet Mountain Dew. I would love to be sponsored by Diet Mountain Dew. First things first. Your essay or whatever you want to call it for next Sunday. Let's just read it together. This is really weird. Why are we doing this? We practiced close reading prior to spring break. If you were one of the 6 people who showed up to class while the plague was breaking out. And close reading is sort of, again, it's engaged with agency. It's what we're doing. We're engaging the world. We're looking at it skeptically. We're reading headlines now. Are we shitting our pants? I wouldn't shit your pants unless you got a diaper on, then I still wouldn't shit your pants. Are we not caring enough? Are you fucking one of those people walking the lake? There's some middle ground, and we need to analyze the world. What's going on? Why is it going on? How can it impact me? And that's something we can practice together. So this next essay, if you're on Schoology, please click the link. Please get this essay, some nice ass paper. My wife's nice ass paper. Get this essay in front of you. Let's read it together. Or if you read it by yourself and you're confused, come back to this video. All right, so when's it due? It's due Sunday. Length, you know how I feel about length. I fucking hate length. Learning objectives. Analyzing our world. More important than ever. Applying a critical technique. What's going into my fucking brain and what am I doing with it? Right? It's pretty important right now. And generating agency. Maybe. I don't know. This is a lockdown that comes tomorrow. Maybe there'll be a fucking lockdown by the time you read this. Those dickheads won't be walking the lake. Good. Okay, so let's just read it. So prior to spring break, we began to engage with the idea of close reading and how it can give us more agency within our own lives and the world. Close reading is the idea of just really slowing down and cracking things open, whether it's a Charlie Baker speech or Donald Trump speech, whether it's a headline, whether it's Survivor. We're going to practice it with Survivor. I stole Noha. If hopefully you're watching this video, I apologize for keeping. I didn't intend on never seeing you again or not seeing you until the fall. If you're Noha, I'm sorry. Thank you for this. I feel like I should mail it to you, but we're gonna look at it together. All right. And so, close reading is a technique, right? And so I think, let's just keep reading, right? You know, we practice close reading and how it can give us more agency within our own lives and the world. And then all hell broke loose, right? Oh, fuck me. And the pandemic that I was telling everyone was coming, well, it hit. I kind of spent the last week before spring break telling you that all this was coming, and you guys probably like, all right, drink water, blah. Knock, knock, it's here. More than ever, the behavior of close reading can help us out. Amidst the media headlines, the scared parents, our own fright, we need to fight for agency. We need to slow down. So let's practice close reading together. We need to interrogate the headlines, the words used in our media, more than ever, to gain control and create our own meaning. Let's create our own meaning during this pandemic. We should be concerned, but we shouldn't despair, right? We should, I think if you're like me, you're just like, really want to engage in self-destructive activities because everything's weird. Like, I just want to eat 1,000,000 calories and drink 3,000. The amount of caffeine I'm pumping into my blood, if you can believe it, is like more than usual. That's scary, right? More than usual. You like drink water, take a shower, and just stop drinking so much fucking Mountain Dew. Yeah. So so a middle ground. I'm calling this an exercise more than an essay. I wrote essay. I'm calling it exercise. Because it's the close reading I'm more interested in rather than the structure or the presentation of the essay. What I mean is like, I've always said in this class, the practice is the point, the process is the point, not the end product. Next week, you're gonna get an essay assignment and we're gonna work on structure, we're gonna work on all that shit you hate. But right now, this whole thing is just to force you to do some close reading, right? So let's, where am I? Right, yeah, the close reading will serve you well in your next essay because you're gonna have to make meaning out of the paper in your next essay. Make meaning out of the book in your next essay. So this is what I would like you to do. There's no point to this class if we don't practice it in the real world, right? I don't know if I ever said that, but that's sort of why I care, right? Transferable skills. And actually for our next class, not today, but next class, we're gonna be watching an educational video. We're gonna think about education. Has our education been preparing us for this shit? I don't know. Certainly knowing the mitochondria as the powerhouse of the cell probably did not prepare us to deal with an academic. Look at that. That's fine. To deal with a pandemic. All right. This is what I'd like you to do. Find an article or a headline from the current events in the world. It must be one that you find engaging or gripping. Something that captures your attention, right? You could just type in coronavirus and find the most fucking provocative one you want. Or maybe you're like, I really read this article and it spoke to me. Maybe it's a good article. Maybe you read an article that spoke to you and you're like, oh man, it kind of just like manipulated my ass. Like I didn't even really think about it. And now that I'm looking at it, I got the corona cough. I feel like statistically, some of us are gonna have corona. I hope you're okay. I should probably send you a headline. That's no joke, even for like 20-year-olds fucking people up. If you feel young and invincible, which is what young people feel like already, a lot of people, don't feel invincible, but feel strong, mentally strong too. Fine. Your emotional involvement is important because you're gonna challenge it. You're gonna challenge your own emotional involvement. Then write 3 paragraphs, 4 or 5 sentences each. Don't mail this shit in because you're not in my class. I know where to find you. Each paragraph dedicated to one of these questions. Tell me the author and the title of the article so I can find it. You need to use a real fucking article. If I can't find it, I'm not counting it for credit. You can't be like, I read Coronavirus Gives People Diarrhea by Don Blumkin. It's not gonna work. If I can't find it, if you're worried about this, paste a link into your document. Drink water. Here is where the article is. Then explain why this article initially. Explain why did this article initially grip you? What was it that lured you in? Was it the topic? Or was it the headline? You're like, oh no, Italy is absolutely fucked, which it is. New York City is absolutely fucked, which it is. At least in the short term, right? And then this is where we get the first paragraph. You just tell me why you like it, and then the second is where we're gonna practice close reading. Read through it slowly and find a sentence that particularly engages you. So now you're in this thing and you're like, I think this sentence, it's doing something to me. Really work through the sentence. Explain to me why you find this sentence so important. Maybe it gripped you emotionally. Maybe it had a statistic or a factoid and you're like, oh shit, didn't know that. So you're gonna tell me that this sentence is the most important. Why? Then, within that sentence, find a word or phrase that truly impacts the sentence. We're slowing down, we're close reading. I made you guys do this in class, we've done it. It only matters if we can do it outside the world, right? because we could be manipulated, right? We could read this article and be like, oh, you know what? Initially, I was like really, I had that pandemic diarrhea. I was very scared. I can't believe I'm saying all this on video. Whatever, fire me. And then you explain why it was this phrase that impacts it. Again, tell me, why is this word or phrase so important to the sentence? You could find it particularly manipulative, using scary wording. People want you to be scared. Headlines make you scared, right? More than ever. And you're like, oh, and you're like, whoa, am I slowed down? And I looked at it and I was like, he's just using a provocative word, right? He's just using a word that really like hits you in the nads. Or you can find it insightful. You're like, I think this sentence is very clearly demonstrating the impact of the situation. And you know what, like, I would prefer you do it on the pandemic, but like, for example, there's a lot of articles right now about Tom Brady. Rest in peace, Tom Brady. He's not dead, he's just a Buccaneer, which is probably worse than fucking death. And you're like, this headline just wants you to be pissed about Tom. Like, if you look at it, you're like, cooler heads prevail. You're like, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, maybe it just was time. It just was time for them to part, right? Who knows? But these headlines, these articles, these sentences want you to feel something about his departure. You need to slow down and be like, well, what really happened, right? You can see, sports is entertainment, news is entertainment, everything's entertainment. That's the hologram. That's what we're talking about in this class. Okay. What's important is that you begin to understand the impact that words have on you. Does disease do something more for you than pandemic? Does pandemic do something more for you than plague? Does washed, when it comes to Tom Brady, do something more than determined? Or, there was an article today on Bleacher Report, and it was just like, Brady and Belichick had a blowout. No, blowout's an interesting word, right? Blowout tells you, they fucking yelled at each other. Maybe they used to had, if you said Brady and Belichick had a disagreement, that does a lot different impact than blowout, right? And then finally, the third paragraph, tell me, hey, drink water. What greater understanding do you have regarding this article and why it impacted you? Metacognition, baby. I slowed down, I looked at this. I initially thought that Belichick and Brady were just at loggerheads. And then you realize, you know what? This author was just using really good words to make me feel that way, or manipulating me into their stance. We are manipulable. The moment you say you're not, you've really sacrificed your own capacity to have agency, to question things, right? Always take a step back. You're not dumb. You're actually smart if you take a step back and look at everything, right? And then, what did your analysis and metacognition reveal about what impacts you? For me, I can be very whipped up by, I think sports articles. That's why I probably shouldn't read them. Remember, the moment we admit we can be manipulated or appealed to is when we begin to gain control. So that's your essay. Just do whatever. It's 3 paragraphs. I'm here for you. Your peer mentor is here for you. We don't not exist just because we can't see you in person. Again, remember, if you're Monday, Wednesday, Friday class on Zoom, 11 o'clock, I'm there to talk to you. I'll probably still be unwashed wearing a Red Sox hat. If I'm not wearing the hat, it means I showered before you're seeing me. And if I'm wearing the hat, I'm dirty. If you're Tuesday, Thursday, I'll be in the Zoom room 10:30 to 11 to sort of talk about the essay with you, or just hang out, man. I'm lonely. It's my wife and I. She's worried. I just remember when I said I was driving my car back and I saw all those idiots at the lake. She texted me. She's like, "Where are you?" And the truth is, I was getting some chocolates because I told you I don't want to eat a lot of calories right now because I'm stressed. She's like, "I thought you crashed." And I was like, "Crashed?" She's worried about everything's going on. I'm like, there's no one on the fucking road. It's the safest it's been to drive in a long time. Unless you have like a corona attack. I don't even think that's a thing. And you pass out and crash your car. Anyways, so that's that. That's the essay. You can talk to me about it. Today, we read chapters 36 and 35. I think what we're seeing here, and this ties into the theme for today's class, which is like control within this pandemic. And we see together like fertility and the caseworker. We talked about the caseworker scrubbing. And Tender also has like his own ways of like exerting control in this madness. You see the Tender likes to talk about cooking. Like he comes back to these things and he's sort of like, these are the things that I come back to exert control. And I want us to think about that in relation to our life. Can we relate to the caseworker when she's doing that scrubbing? Can we relate to Tender? Like he's just like, the key to cooking a chicken is this, or the key to doing this is that. And he sort of, it's this way to sort of temporarily be like, I'm in control. I can do this. And so this is sort of the idea for class today is like, I want you to reflect upon, like, why do people hide from these things? The bigger things. I have these 3 questions for you guys to answer today, to show that you're here, that you've read. But I think the first thing is like, the first one's what activities a caseworker engage in, and if you read or if you've watched this video, which I'll take that too, baby. You'll tell me like she scrubs, because everything's falling apart for her. And then I want to know, let's apply it. Am I like the caseworker? What do you fall back on when you're feeling helpless? And do you think it's healthy? Maybe you fall back on something that's not healthy. You're like, and it might even be seemingly healthy. Like for example, like I feel like I've been working out too much too. And I think I've been doing that, just to hide or just like exert control. And then I want to know, like, how are you surviving these days? What are you doing that's similar to Tender? What are you getting from it? And then finally, this is the third question I want you guys to answer today, or whenever. You're going to have to do it eventually to get 2 points. That's what they're worth. All these things are worth 2 points. Your paper's worth 10 points, so you got to do them. Do these rituals show that we have agency? Do we have agency when I'm like, I'm just gonna work out for an hour and a half. I'm controlling my own actions. Or am I really or is that control my own actions, proving that really in the grand scheme of things, I'm absolutely fucking indebted to wherever this pandemic is going. You know what I mean? Or maybe there's a middle ground. We talk about like that sexy middle ground. I want you to sort of analyze that. Do you feel as though you have agency right now? Or are you just one cough away from fucking, I don't know, being sick, not being able to do these essays? You're like, drink water, I got the Roni pony. So that's really the theme for today's class, is like, I want you to think about it. I want you to post, and I'm gonna respond, hopefully, to your comments in the discussion post below. It's a weird time. I don't really know. Are we Tender Branson? Are we going down on the plane? I don't think so. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. It's gonna be ugly before it's pretty. Where's Joe Biden? You guys want to talk about that? Dude won 3 fucking primaries last week. I don't know, I'm like, is this dude sick? He's got dementia. What do I call him? Slippery dentured Joe Biden? Anyways, that's me. I've already talked for 17 minutes. It's so easy to kill time in a virtual classroom too. Yeah, I'm gonna post this. I hope to hear from you guys. Please do the work. Please ask any questions you have. I'm here for you. I'm like more here for you than usual, as you can see. That is a dead plant. That's a dead plant that I don't think it's gonna be here in my next video. I think I'm gonna throw it out. Those are books. There's some Chuck Palahniuk books there. More books, because I'm a nerd. IKEA lamp, because if you're middle class, you buy IKEA lamps. If you want to see something, check this out, because I got Alexa in my room. Alexa, turn on the big study lamp. Boom, light. Alexa, turn off the big study lamp. I don't like it. All right, guys. I hope you're well.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
She's useless. Okay. All right, guys. I will see you next class. Bye-bye.